Testing the ting. Making sure we're good. Alright. So a little bit early this time around for RPL F1. We are in short qualifying and a normal 50% race. Mainly because of F1 qualifying being during our event. So we are in short quali at a randomly unknown track. No idea about this. This apparently might be brand spanking new to the calendar. Never got much info about it. But we are in this random race. No clue where we are at. But anyways, so this is round 14 of RPL F1. Again, we're at this very unknown track. No idea what this is. But I am your host, Ironwolf, here for today's festivities. And last week, we had a unique race itself. We were in Monza, and that race was won by NRX Flynn, picking up his third win of the event. Scyther was delivered P2 because of a timing glitch, and Joseph Loki was P3. Only 15 drivers in this race, a very poor amount. So this is what we have. So, we are in England, America. Yes, we are. And, hello. Hello. Look who has joined in the stream. Matt is here. Good to see Matt here. So, anyways, as these guys are setting up some times here, Egg is fastest, 32.2. Stenner, 32.1. Leighton, 31.7. Jack, 31.4. Luke, 34.2. TB, 31.2. But anyway, in the Drivers' Championship, by the way, let's go with that. Drivers' Championship, we have a lead change, yet again. But this time, it is far different. TB has the lead with 130 points. Luke is sitting in second with 127. And Scyther is in third with 124. So the top three separated by 6 points. This is probably the closest championship I've ever seen. And the Constructors, Red Bull continues its dominating lead with 296. McLaren sitting second with 291. And Mercedes sitting third with 231. So, I think, let's see, there's only 6 races left. Okay, so looking in the championship, I do want to note, from Ferrari all the way down to Williams, which is P5 to P10 in the Constructors, they are eliminated from the championship contention. Meanwhile, in drivers, though, everyone is available to win. So as everyone's getting some times in, Maxwell, by the way, goes to second with a 30.9, and Flynn sitting in the top with a 30.8. And while I was distracted on it, Term, by the way, just wrecked out. So Term will be starting the dead last. Sorry about that. So, some of these guys are getting some laps in, as Joseph Loki is joining in now. So for those that are a bit confused, why are we in short quali? So the reason we're in short quali, it is because apparently we know F1 qualifying is going to be during this event. So the owners decided to scrap full quali to do a short and then do a 50% race. So that is what is going on. So everyone is just going to get a chance to get some laps in. So here we go. So we have quite a few drivers here today, as more and more are coming on in. So Red Bulls, we have Flynn and Jack, as Scyther is not racing. Mercedes, it is Maxwell and Leighton filling in for Cryptic, because Cryptic is on enjoying a national holiday. Polygon and the Chiller are in the Ferrari. Luke and Groggers are in the Alpha Tauri, as Leighton has just wrecked it. I'm not sure where he wrecked it. So, but anyways, it's that. Egg and Stenner are in the Alpine. Aston Martin, it is Red Fire and Wavy. Then it is Jordan and Zakaria in the Alfa Romeos. Let's see. Term is in the Williams, and Beatnik is in the Haas. So no second Haas, no second Williams tonight. More and more people are coming on in. And currently, the fastest time, it is Flynn with a 30.6. We'll go on board with Flynn. Well, by looks of, it looks like it's some of these buildings and a nice big, looks like a bean in the background. I'm gonna safely assume we are in, looks like we're in Chicago. I did not know we had Chicago in this game. That's pretty cool. So we're in Chicago. This is the first ever RPL Chicago GP. Holy hell, we are in Chicago. Wish I could change the thing so it being the Chicago GP. Yeah, it makes sense because we have the red, white, and blue on there, so it's got to be the Chicago. That's pretty dang cool if you ask me. Anyway, so Flynn, let's see what he's going to manage to do. Can he go quicker? And Jack goes quicker, 30.3, and Flynn will come across with a 30.0. So the Red Bulls putting on some fire. Meanwhile, the invalidating team of Paulo and DeChiller, these guys just love to invalidate the lap times. That's for sure. Let's take a look at the full map. Yeah, that is a gorgeous size Chicago, to say the least. Must be an embassy. That's why there's so many country flags. Must be an embassy nearby if we're doing that. Joseph Loki, by the way, as he makes his way through into, looks like turns 1 and 2 here in Chicago. Now makes his way through into turn 3. And Joe's actually doing quite stellar here for this Chicago GP. Someone just said, no, it's that GP. No, you didn't know? Codemasters took that track out. There isn't that track don't exist anymore. They got replaced by this track, Chicago. Codemasters took that track out for certain reasons. This Joe is just slipping and sliding in these last couple corners, goes excessively wide, and it's only P8. No, P5. Although I kind of would have suggested that probably that lap should have been invalidated because he went so wide. As Zakaria following the Chiller's footsteps by going wide. Shalbolix is joining in. Now, this person is a reserve for Ferrari. Was in F2 earlier today, but only lasted till the middle of sprint race number 2 until he quit and never came back. There's only 90 seconds left in qualifying, and Leighton, third fastest, 30.5. So, Chaz Bollix isn't going to get a time in, so he will be starting to last, unless Zakaria and Wavy can't get a lap. Because if these two invalidate, they're also going to be last. And currently, the slowest out of this field, the slowest out of this group, is Beatnik with a 35.8. I mean, literally, Beatnik almost 6 seconds off of Flynn's time. And Wavy is called it. He's wrecked. And Maxwell goes fastest now. Way to go, Maxwell. Maxwell, provisional pole here in Chicago. As qualifying is done, Zakaria is P13. So Shaz blocks, Wavy, turn, can't even get a time in. Now I wonder, can Flynn find that extra, at least half a tenth, to claim pole from Maxwell? Can he do it and claim pole here in Chicago? Comes out of the final corner, and he does it. 29-7. Flynn is pole for Chicago. So now Stenner, last of the main runners to go to cross the line, but he's coming into the pits, and he is done. So Maxwell, all that's left. All that's left. So Maxwell, since you're last on track, you might as well retire, man. Given where you are. So, that's the end of qualifying. Flynn is pole. And yeah, look at the gap between TB and Luke, by the way. TB was just mentioning it. Only 7 milliseconds clear of Luke. Is my audio good? I can't tell. Okay, there we go. Some weird reason the audio was going off. Going inactive for some weird reason. Ow. So, and we are ready to go for the Chicago GP. And I think lobby broke. Yep, lobby broke. We're waiting on people. Alright, so here we go. Here is the grid for today's race here in Chicago. So, it is Flynn and Maxwell making up the front row. Then row 2, it is Jack and Layton. Row 3, it is Joe Loki and TB. An entire row 3 McLaren row. Luke and the Chiller make up row 4. Stenner and Polygon make up row 5. Egg and Red Fire make up row 6. Alfa Romeo row 7 was Zakaria and Jordan. Groggers and Beatnik making up row 8. Row 9, it is Term and Shaz Blocks, whatever that name is. And Wavy is in the back. So looking at the tires here, Polygon, Red Fire, Beatnik, Term, and Shaz Blocks are on mediums. Everyone else is on the soft tires. So, 27 laps the distance here in the Chicago GP. So here we go. Cars getting into place. As we have a car torquing. Are we gonna go or what? Alright, so here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Chicago GP. It's lights out and away we go. It looks like Flynn gets a really nice start. Maxwell right alongside the attack gets squeezed in. And here comes Jack right behind. See if he can make it 3 wide. Maxwell re-engages against Jack here. So he goes 3 wide into turn 2, into turn number 1. And oh boy, we got trouble. That is... Who was that spun out? That was Red Fire that spun out after contact with someone. But Maxwell hangs on into P2. Where's Layton right behind in P3? Jack falls to P4. Luke up into P5 now, but being challenged by Joseph Loki. And it looks like Joe gets clear into P5. So as they come around, this is getting really good as these cars are coming around these corners. Here comes Flynn leaning on that charge. He has got the 2 Mercedes right behind him, and Jack hung out to dry. Well, Red Fire, unfortunately, worse for wear. He is... bit of a better start over Flynn, almost got into the lead, but then that late pressure from Jack almost attempted to go 3 wide into turn number 2, wound up backfiring. But as we come out of the final corner, Flynn leads the first lap in Chicago. He is chased behind by Maxwell, Layton, Jack, Joe, Luke, TB, the Chiller, Polygon, and Jordan. Up in the P10 right now. Alfa Romeo getting into the points right now. Speaking of Jordan, we're actually going to be on board with Egg, who's currently P11, chasing down Jordan. And it looks like Stenner is in the pits already. I'm thinking probably Stenner might have had an incident with Red Fire, which sent Red Fire spinning out of control. Meanwhile, just a little bit further ahead, Luke under pressure from TB right now. But we're on board with TB right now as he's all over the back of Luke. This time, after the lap is done, we are going to be getting DRS next time. TB trying to keep that grip on. He is in the slipstream, so he's going to be just slightly faster, but he is not close enough to mount an attack. As you can see, the predicted spit strategy powered by AWS, it is a one-stop strategy. These guys are going to be coming in to, and oh, we got trouble. Leighton has spun out. So Leighton P3 spins out and up, oh, into the wall again. Now he bails onto the pits, damage to the wing, damage to the tires, and that is not good for Leighton. And Grocker seems to have joined him. Meanwhile, multiple switches have happened by the McLarens. TB clears Luke, and Joe clears Jack. So now, unfortunately, Maxwell all on his own against Flynn. And Jordan already into the penalty club. So Maxwell I know Maxwell in second place. He has a lot of pressure on him. He has had a funk. He has had quite a funk over the last month. He is hoping this time to snap it. Meanwhile, the two Ferraris, by the way, they're close in tow. 7th and 8th for Paul God the Chiller. The Chiller, by the way, not sure what is going to be going on with him next season. As we know in F1 2022, the new game, we know that the Ferraris are seen to be the best car in the game. Polygon's got an extension, but the Chiller, who originally had an extension, had that extension removed. Well, now here comes Luke to seek a challenge on TB, but TB shuts the door, says, nope, you ain't getting by me, not yet. Ain't getting by me just yet. You're gonna have to find another way. Now it looks like we had trouble in turn number 3. That is Jordan in trouble. Jordan was in P9 just a little bit ago. Now it's fallen all the way to P12, but his teammate Zakaria is up into P10. Let's actually take a look in regards to position change. Who's the biggest winner? Who's the biggest loser right now? Well, right now the biggest winner in terms of moves is Wavy Knife. Wavy sitting in P11. He's gained 8 spots since the start. And unfortunately, Leighton has the biggest loser with 14 lost. Starting P4, now sitting all the way down in P18. Wavy actually just clears Zakaria. Very ambitious move around the outside and inside. Getting into P10. Wavy in the points now. Excuse me. As Zakaria, by the way, in pursuit of Wavy. As they battle up, here goes Zakaria. This time on the outside. Does a little switchback. Here comes Wavy, still in his tail. And Jordan, another 3-second penalty. I'm gonna say this. Oh God, they're so fighting. And this time, looks like we had trouble. That is Beatnik around in turn 2 and 3. mean, literally, this is the last point position, and it's a four-way fight between the Alfa Romeos and the Aston Martins. And speaking of fights, Luke is in trouble. He's up against both Ferraris. As the Chiller gets passed back by Luke, and here goes his teammate clearing by. And it looks like trouble. Looks like a little trouble back there as Red Fire manages to get past both. Looks like Jordan had an incident. And Wavy stuck in trouble with Zakaria. We're on board with Wavy Knife right now. As you can see, Red Fire up into the points after that spin in the opening lap. So Red Fire already on recovery charge. And that is why Jordan hard into the pit entry wall, and that ends him. So good night to Jordan. And that is our first retirement of the event. And no safety car. What a dingus there. And looks like Zakaria's got problems now. This time Zakaria has spun in turns 2 and 3. And Beatnik around it. Oh, there goes Zakaria again. So you can catch that little drift there. So he spins it around as Term, who's having issues trying to get back into the session, he's sitting P13 right now. Meanwhile, back up front, Flynn, 2-second lead over Maxwell right now. And Maxwell, right now, under pressure from both the McLaren of Joe and the Red Bull of Jack. That's this little 3-car fight going on right now. Meanwhile, as we're looking at a little battle here, looks like this time Paul God sniffing a little peek on Luke as he goes on the inside and clear up into P6. Meanwhile, a lot farther back, Stenner clearing Beatnik for P15. Stenner on a little drive to recover as Maxwell loses P3 and goes wide. Loses some more spots, and I think Maxwell is damaged. Yeah, Maxwell must have wing damage. Yeah, Maxwell having problems as he is extremely slow in the corners. I think he damaged someplace. Yeah, he does. He had wing damage on the right side. Well, Maxwell was in P2. Now is definitely in trouble because he has damage from who knows what happened. That is not good. As Maxwell in the pits he goes. To get the medium tires on and a new wing, he is going to fall quite a bit. And both Alfa Romeos are out of the event. Zakaria out. So now the Mercedes pair, after incidents, are now sitting P12 and P13. They got some work to do in order to catch the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Jack, by the way, in pursuit of Joe. And it looks like, the chillers crashed. And there he is. We have a safety car. That is just what some of these guys were looking for. Mainly the Mercedes crew. So the Chiller crashes right in the beginning of Sector 2. Right in the middle of Sector 2. And that is it. So we have a safety car now. And now everyone is coming in. Looks like we're going to have a little double stack involving some of these guys. As these guys are coming in. It looks like Jack is going... It looks like some of these guys ain't changing their positions right now. Well, TV might be a little worse for wear. Maybe. I don't know. Always okay. The Shaz Blocks is actually staying out. And Red Fire actually stayed out too. Maxwell beats Egg barely out to the pits. So for some of these guys like Maxwell and others, they are lucky to have this safety car appear. So with this, once this safety car ends, our new top 10, it is Flynn leading still, Red Fire sitting in second, Joe sitting third, Jack 4, TB 5, Polygon 6, Lucas 7, Shaz Blocks P8, Maxwell sitting 9th, and Egg is in P10. And then the rest of the grid, it is Wavy in 11th, Grogger's in 12th, Late in 13, Term 14, Center in 15th, and Beatnik in P16. So now, while we're on the topic of this incident, if you're just joining us, we're only lap 8 of 27 here in the in the brand new track, which is the Chicago GP. We are in Chicago, Illinois for this event. But yeah, we have 3 DNFs so far. The Alfa Romeo crew, Zakaria and Jordan, out. Zakaria pulled into the pits and retired. Jordan damaged and actually destroyed himself in the pit entry. And a Chiller DNF'd after crashing in turn number 10. We'll ask the Chiller what happened. See if we can get a comment from him. So once we get back under racing, we'll be starting lap number 10 of this GP. Flynn is sitting in the lead, nice and comfortably. Last week's winner, Flynn, should mention. He is 6th in the Drivers' Championship right now with 101 points. So currently... Excuse me. In regards to his finishing position, if he winds up winning at the current point in time, Flynn will be only going up to P5. We'll overtake Bourbon. So, anyways. So safety car is in this time. Flynn in control of the field. He's got red fire in his rear view, in his mirrors. Red fire, one of two that did not pit. The other car being Shaz Blocks in P8. And Flynn taking off in the penultimate corner. Red fire car sleeping. And we're back on the way here in Chicago. This time Red pulls a little squeeze maneuver on Joe, but Joe, unfazed, gets into P2, clearing Red fire. Here comes Red fire now, blocking Jack now. Here to go into turn number 2, and it looks like a little contact between the two. Joe gets a 3-second penalty, and Red loses multiple spots after being caught napping, but he didn't get the tires up to temperature. He has fallen into P5 now as Jack and TV cleared him. Luke now sitting in P6 right now. Paul got sitting in P7. Maxwell, after an incident earlier, was in P2, now recovered into P8. Now, this is going to be really good as Leighton now clearing Shaz Blocks and Wavy. Oh boy, a little messing about between these guys as something's definitely wrong here. Not sure what went wrong here, but looks like Leighton. Also Leighton, I want to mention, looks like his unit is still looking pretty solid right now. Maxwell just took P7 from Red Fire. Red Fire maybe might be regretting staying on the mediums. But now Maxwell's starting a little recovery charge. Now Joe, by the way, he still does have that 3. He has that 3-second now, so that means his chance of a P2 is now out the door. Speaking of things being out the door, here goes Jack on the outside now. He's right alongside with Joe as they head into turn number 2. And Jack goes slightly wide. Is slightly wide, but Joe retakes the position. Jack trying again, but Jack just is having issues and center crashes in turn number 3, and we have another safety car now. So now we have another safety car, this time one of the Alpines out of action. Stenner's just not having some good luck there, as right where the safety car is on the marker, that's where Stenner crashed out, was in that corner. If my memory's right, I think Stenner was somewhere in this glob of mess between Wavy, Term, and Groggers. Stenner is out of it, and looks like the chiller is not happy. He does not want to make a comment about what happened. So Red Fire now coming into the pits, and Groggers, Shaz, and Beatnik are in. So Red Fire switching on to some soft tires. The question is, will those softs last till the end of the race? We're not even halfway through. Just 1 sec. So despite that, oh, we just lost Red. Let me get Red back in. Hang on, I'm getting Red back in. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so the top 10 right now, it is Flynn leading, Joe second, but he has that 3 second. Jack is third, TB 4, and oh, that's not good. So Red's AI just put him back in the pits. After he went onto the sauce, so he went to the sauce and now the crew just put him back onto mediums. But it is a new set of mediums, I think, so he should be safe. No, they just put him back on the same mediums. Oh no. So that is going to be the end. That's not good. So anyway, so Flynn is leading, Joe second, Jack third, TB 4, Luke is sitting in 5th, Maxwell is P6, Paul got P7, Leighton P8, Egg P9, Wavy sitting in 10th, and then the rest of the grid, it is Term P11, Grogger's P12, Jazz Blocks in P13, Redfire in 14th, and Beatnik P15. But Bomb 2, they're going to switch again, and the safety car is not coming in this time. If the safety car is not coming in, then Red can switch right back. But no, it is coming in, so Red in trouble. So safety car is coming in and Red is going to be in some trouble, to say the least. When will Flynn go? He's going now. Joe right on his tail. And we are back on the way here in Chicago. Looks like Flynn gets a better exit on that final corner than Joe did. Jack's still in pursuit now. Jack back in pursuit. This time Max, now Maxwell, by the way, P6, he is on his tail, on Luke's tail to sneak a peek to try to get P5. Leighton clears Polygon for P7. This is going to be quite interesting to say the least, as we're on board with Leighton now. As you can see just ahead, Maxwell all over the back of Luke. Now it looks like trouble in turn 5. That is Red Fire in trouble. So AI playing dumb has ruined Red Fire's attack. Maxwell's still trying to catch up. He's trying to get some ground, trying to catch up to Maxwell, and and looks like, yeah, we have some trouble. Looks like Leighton having a little lag prop. Looks like having a couple lag spikes, but no, it looks like he's okay now. There's a couple. This only happened for a couple corners, but we'll see on board with Polygon for right now. See if it continues. But it only looked like it happened for like 2 or 3 corners. We did catch a glimpse of it, but it looked like it was only for a couple of corners. But as we're still on board with Apollo, I don't see it further at this moment. As we did see that, it was just in note. Because as you can see on the map on the bottom right corner of the screen, those four corners, the tight right left, and then the left right, that was where it happened. But now it's not there anymore. Well, let's see what it is once we get into this section. This was where it happened. Just need to take a look. Let's play it safe. A little snap of understeer on late in there in that corner. Well, looks okay. This looks like Wavy has spun out in those corners. Now DRS enabling red hard into the wall. And Wavy off into the wall, and Red Fire is off into the wall. And that is a safety car. Red Fire stuck. And now he's out. We have a safety car now. That's what we got here. So as everyone, and a lot of cars are coming in for some pitting. So as we're looking it up here, so Flynn is still leading. Jack has taken P2 now as Joe has pitted. He's fallen to P9 now. Luke is sitting in P3. Maxwell has recovered to P4. Paul God's P5. Egg is sitting in P6. Grogger's in P7. Beatnik P8. Joe and TB make up 9 and 10. So we will have to see what will happen. We'll have to see what happens here. As, well, looks like Egg and Groggers are just having a little screwball time. Egg and Groggers just having a little bit of fun. And Looks like safety car might be coming in next time, so we're gonna have about 8 laps left of this Chicago GP. So we've only had 4 DNFs so far and 3 safety cars. Our first DNF was Jordan crashing into pit entry. Zakaria wrecked in turn 3. So Zakaria crashing, causing the first safety car. Was it? No, Zakaria went to the pits and retired. I'm sorry. The Chiller was the cause of the first safety car, crashing in turn 10. Stenner was the second safety car, crashing in turn 3. And then in turn, I think 15, Red Fire crashed into the wall, but was still able to continue, but was stuck, and the safety car was deployed. Safety car is in this time. Anyway, so let's see where Flynn goes, and now if he goes, same thing as the last 2 times. Jack caught sleeping just a tiny bit, and we're off and away. Continuing for Chicago, we're in lap 19 of 27. This time, Flynn leading the way ahead of Jack. Luke sitting in P3 right now, but he's got Maxwell up on his tail. Polygons hanging out in P5. Egg is still sitting softly in P6. And Leighton caught a mess with Term and Beatnik. As you can see, Term is just bouncing and bouncing away. He's having that heavy porpoising, as you can tell, as you can see on there. Anyways, there goes TB on the inside of Groggers. Groggers goes a little wide, but keeps it together, and he's sitting in P9 right now. But here comes Leighton now on the outside, attempting to attack, but backs off. Groggers having some issues here as Joe clears Egg for P6, and Leighton getting clear of Groggers for P9. Anyways, now back up front, back a little further up front, Maxwell trying to chase Luke to get P3, but Luke putting all he can to put a stop to it. It looks like Egg has some issues as he is falling places and now gets a little bump from Groggers. Oh man, 3 wide with Red Fire on the far right, and Red gets by both of them. And Red puts a little block on Groggers. Very, very aggressive defending from Red Fire, and Red Fire gets the final point position. Very strong attack by Red Fire there, and Jack just joins the 3-second penalty club. And that's not good. That can put Jack down in P4. Because Luke is 1.8 seconds behind Maxwell, 2.2. Maxwell could get a chance to attack as DRS will be enabled the next lap. So Maxwell can get a chance for an attack eventually, and Joe and Joe TB are battling with Polygon for P5. Looks like we have a trouble in Sector 3 that is Beatnik around. Is DRS now enabled? Now that means, is Maxwell going to get his DRS? Yes, he does. He has that DRS wide open. Here goes Joe as well, but remember, Joe has that 3 second. As Maxwell covers him off on the outside against Luke. Tiny bit. Nice amount of space, but Maxwell gets that P3. Well, here goes a challenge back against Luke. No, Maxwell keeps him back. Maxwell is up into P3, but Joe clearing Luke to try to get P4, but Luke is still fighting. Now Luke is on. Joe, by the way, is on a softer compound tire, so Joe is going to be quicker. But using that veteran experience to keep Joe back. As Joe now on the outside gets clear of Luke and is up into P4. Now Maxwell, by the way, is sitting in P3, and he has to catch up to Jack to try to snuff that P2 out of Jack's hands. Jack does have that 3 second penalty, but he is really closing in on Flynn. He's only 7/10 behind his teammate. But the battle is in these multiple battles involving Joe and Maxwell. Luke and TB, and Leighton inserting himself into the mix too. There goes Joe on the outside. Wavy is wrecked. And that can cause a safety car, maybe. I don't know, but Wavy... Oh, wait, no, Wavy's in the pits. Okay, so Wavy in the pits and retired. I thought that would cause a safety car, but no, it does not. But Joe does take P3 from Maxwell, but Maxwell only has to stay within 3 seconds of Joe in order to get it. So Maxwell is only a second behind Joe, and Joe. The question is Maxwell going to get DRS? But here's the problem: TB is on his tail too. So TB and Maxwell did a 2-stop strategy. Started on softs, moved to mediums into the first safety car, and are now back on softs. And now that is going to cause some trouble for Maxwell. And Egg around. So Egg having some issues too. Maxwell is out of DRS range against Joe. But now here comes TB against Maxwell, and he gets clear, and TB up into P4. And now Leighton is up against Maxwell. Maxwell moves over and lets Leighton through. Leighton up into P5 now. So the tire strategy has not gone according to plan for Maxwell. He is now getting mustered about by the soft tire guys. And trouble, and Maxwell is spun out! Maxwell spins! Ay, ay, ay! What has gone wrong? Looks like Groggers is slow. Groggers is being slow. Not sure why. Looks like maybe he might have had a problem, but Maxwell just spins out. That is not good. Ay, ay, ay. And he is off into the pits, and that is not good. Maxwell up into the pits, and looks like Beatnik has gotten into some trouble. Now Maxwell onto the soft compound tires to try to steal fastest lap. Disaster to disaster for Maxwell. And with only a couple laps to go, who knows what will happen. As these three have gone onto the pits, so Maxwell will safely get P10. Now Jack is still on Flynn's tail, but he still has that 3-second penalty though, so he won't get it if he passes. Now Joe also has a 3-second penalty, but he will fall to P5 as Leighton is sitting in P4, 1.6 seconds behind, and TB is behind Joe by 2.3 seconds. And that gap is actually starting to increase as we have 2 to go. As you can see in the background, as TB is just harassing Leighton. And now here he goes down the inside to try to get P4. Will eventually be a podium, but Leighton just can't do it. He lets TB through, and TB is up provisionally in the podium position. Leighton in a P4. Looks like Beatnik around again. This time dealing with Egg. But as these guys are going on through, as Leighton is trying to get some grasp, to try to get some, at least save enough ERS to try to make a last-ditch attack on the final lap. But TB is probably going to be doing his best to try to hold Leighton back so Joe can get out of that 3-second penalty zone. But we enter the final lap now. Flynn 1 lap away from collecting his 4th win in RPL Season 6. But we're staying glued to this battle. This is provisionally for the podium position. Can Leighton making a move to try to steal that P3? He is side by side with TB. They get close together, and Leighton still fighting hard. He is right alongside to make the way through turn number 4, and Leighton just steals it. But the question is, can Leighton try to stay under 3 seconds behind Joe? It is 2.8 seconds between Joe and Leighton. It is going to be very close. That's all I can say. It's going to be close. Leighton's going to have to use all of his ERS in this straightaway coming up now. He's going to have to be hard and strong to try to keep that. He has to use it. He's going to have to use it. TB is attempting an attack again. They get close. They almost make contact. And Leighton ghosted. Leighton with a little ghost, but as they come around the final corner, it is going to be a Red Bull 1-2. Flynn wins in Chicago. Jack gets second. And Joe will barely keep that P3. TB4, late in 5, Luke will come P6, and turn, by the way. Was P7, Paul got P8, Redfire P9, and Maxwell, rough and tumble, trouble and ay-ay-ay's. Well, Maxwell is going to get P10, and I think will successfully snag fastest lap from Flynn as he comes around the final corner. Yes, he does. He steals fastest lap on the final lap. And TB will get P11. And that will conclude it. So Flynn wins here in Flynn wins. Jack P2 and Joe P3. What a successful win for Flynn there. And